Right, so hey everyone and welcome back to another budget photography video. So the Canon 1DX Mark III and the Canon R3 are really good cameras, but they're pricey. At about 5 or 6 grand, no one except the real big high-end professionals can really afford them. So what about the average consumer? The average consumer that wants a bigger camera that has more features than their smartphone, or something like this, for example, 7 FPS with no weather sealing and a standard crappy little kit lens. Well, spend about £400 to £500 and you get one of these. 1D Mark IV. This, about 10 years ago, was the high-end camera to buy. This retailed at about 5 or 6 grand. In about 2009, with 1080p at 30 FPS movie recording, it's pretty good. And of course, a nice high burst rate of 10 FPS. Now, that isn't as fast as something like the 1DX Mark III, but, and it's a big but, for most people, is enough. I forgot to take the memory card out for that shot. The only problem is that you will fill up your memory card really, really quickly. 10 FPS can go just all day. Just nuts, really, to be fair. Now, to help with filling up your cards really, really quickly, you do have 2 card slots. A CF and an SD card slot, which is a really nice little feature to have, especially if you don't have compact flash cards, because compact flash cards are kind of dying out now and SD cards are kind of taking over. Now, with it being a Canon of that time period, it obviously has an EF mount, which is really nice because, well, there are lots of EF mount lenses out there and you can pick them up really quite cheaply. As an example, the lens that I have on here right now is a 24 to 105 f4, a pretty standard lens if you ask me, but at about £300 to £400, about the same price as the camera, you're getting some L glass, some really nice, delicious L glass. And just like the camera, it is all weather sealed, and this is all made of metal, so it's gonna take a punch. Now, the shutter can be actuated over 300,000 times, and that in something like this is pretty okay, to be fair. If you find one with a low shutter count, you're gonna do pretty damn well with it. So, with a 16 megapixel CMOS sensor, pictures do look pretty damn nice in a typical Canon fashion, but you are not going to get amazing low light abilities. You're just not on a camera of this age. Low light, you're going to struggle, but it should be pretty good in low light, but not amazing. After all, we are only dealing with an ISO range of 100 to 12,800, and it is expandable up to H3, but that's not really advisable, purely because it's going to look like a grainy mess. But if you do get a picture that is nicely exposed, and you probably will, the photos themselves are going to be really nice straight out of the camera, and they are really nice files to put and then edit in Lightroom. Now, battery life isn't going to be a problem. With the LPE4N battery, you're going to be outlasting even some modern batteries, and it's a really big battery, to be brutally honest, even by today's standards. It is a 2,450 milliamp hour lithium-ion battery, and even if the battery has degraded, you're still going to get a full day's worth of shooting, and I'm sure the batteries are cheap enough on places like Amazon or even eBay at this point. Now, there is one downside to this camera, and it's quite obvious. It's the weight of it. This is a heavy camera. I do not know the actual weight of it. I haven't researched that. I probably should have, but hey ho. This is a heavy camera. It just is. I've been holding it for the last, 20, 30 minutes while I'm recording this video, and my hands are now hurting. But luckily, the grip itself on both sides, the horizontal grip and the vertical grip are really comfortable to hold. They're nice and grippy, even after all these years. Now, with a camera like this, you're obviously going to find wear and tear, and especially on my model, if you look just here at the bottom, look, just, can you see that? Let's zoom in. Come on, there we go. Are you gonna focus? You can just see it just there. But luckily on something like this, a few scratches and a little bit of paint wearing off is nothing to worry about, because this thing, as I've said, is tough old thing. They're basic tank, so you don't need to worry about any really wear and tear apart from the shutter. Now, as I said, they are rated for 300,000 actuation, but when shooting at full burst, 300,000 really isn't a lot. It is a lot if you're just a standard user. You know, someone that's gonna go out and go like that. But if you really want to see what the camera can do and fully utilize what this camera can do, you're going to use up that shutter actuations. Now, luckily, the 300,000 mark is only what Canon guarantee it for. A lot of the time, they do work past the 300,000 or even 500,000 in some cases. So as I've said, this can record at 1080p 30 FPS, which is pretty good even for a camera like this back in the day. But it has one extra thing to help with that, and that would be a mic input. So if I just unplug the microphone, my wireless one, from this camera, sorry about that, now it sounds really bad, and I plug it into this thing, the audio is now coming from, well, this microphone to this into here, and you can see the other camera. It's higher up that ISO. I don't even know what the shutter count is on. I don't even know what my shutter speed is on this at the moment. I've not bothered to look. But this is the movie mode. Now this does have continuous autofocus. Wow, this is heavy. Now this does have continuous autofocus like the 700D, but I'm told it's not very good. I haven't had time to use it. I'm now using it right now. How is it? Am I in focus? I hope I'm in focus, because this camera is really heavy, ridiculously heavy. And I might end up using my monopod. Actually, that would be a good idea. So how does that sound? Do I sound good? Do I sound bad? Am I in focus? Are the colors bad? Am I under? Am I overexposed? What? I don't know. I've not set this up properly. So kind of deal with it, really, to be brutally honest. But this is the imaging from it. And as far as I can tell, it looks pretty nice. I mean, I can bring down the ISO and we can just kind of have a little bit of a zoom. I'm going to change to manual focus. I don't think any of that was in focus, but that's fine. Now, there is one thing that I will say about this camera, is it does have ridiculous rolling shutter. So if I just, yeah, you can see that, can't you? It looks absolutely horrible. Just horrible. No. Anyway, so in conclusion, would I recommend the EOS 1D Mark IV? In short, yes, I really would. If you're looking for a sports camera on a budget, yes, this is a really good camera. Now, don't get me wrong, there are lots more options to go and choose from, but the EOS 1D4 is a really nice camera. So nice, in fact, it is probably going to be replacing my 5D Mark II as my main photos camera. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me in this video. I'll see you in the next one.